There's nobody here. I'm all alone. All by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself. Well, this here live's gone brilliant. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Ben's here. Hey, Ben. Hey, finally, somebody's come to join us. As you. How you keeping, Ben? Oh, here's your moment. We're reconnecting. Oh, we've got two people. Howdy. Say hello, Hazy Bo. Yes, you absolute sook. Oh, we're up to 3. People are joining. Hurrah! Right, you went down, big guy. You haven't got. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So I hope you're all two of you are keeping well during this time. Oh, Luna's getting jealous. She wants a cuddle now. Oh, come on in, Luna. Oh, you heavy little rascal. Yay! The big old hairy Viking has arrived. I'm not meaning Luna. Oh, I'm not meaning the dog. How you doing, Dave? I'm glad Owl Mail arrived eventually.
Oh no.
Hey, Lewis. Hi, Bogies. Yeah, not bad, my man. The wife is at work. Me and wee man are in the house. You can probably see him in the reflection on the. Yes. Oh, people joining. Hey, Luna. Say hello. Say hello, Luna. Sweet dog. Die, Bogies. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I don't get the joys of working from home. Well, I certainly wouldn't want to bring my work home with me. Hi, Wendy. Yeah, I'm not bringing my work home. Oh, nice, nice. I tried to feed mine. It says mile each fed and still not interested. Marmocut doing really well. I was checking on them this morning. There was a few of them out feeding on a roach I'd put in for them. They've got at the moment they've got a roach in with them, and they have a cotton bud soaked in the ant honey, which they were just going absolutely crazy for. So far, Alcatraz is doing really well, and at some point we'll do a wee update video on how they're getting on, which will be really cool. Hopefully, um, once we're established in more activity, breeding, hatching, life forms, hopefully the colony will become much more full of activity and entertaining to watch. So that should be really cool. Really excited about that. Now I've got my Messer Barbarous. Put that into the Outworld. Hopefully she'll start dropping some brood soon, because at the moment she's been doing absolutely he-diddly haw. And I've moved the I can't remember the exact scientific name, but the pavement ants, little pavement ants, I've moved into this little homemade outworldy kind of thing up here. So I've got 3 potential colonies on the go. The pavement ant is with some workers, but these guys are they are so tiny, they're almost impossible to spot. She's not very big at all. And yeah, go and save your substrate. And hopefully she'll start dropping some brood soon. When I first got her, she did lay some brood, and then apparently they're really fussy. Messer Barbarous harvester ants are really particular, fussy little queens. So hopefully now that she's in there, she'll drop some brood, which would be cool. So who has any new arrivals on their way? I think what day is this? Thursday. We're getting towards the end of the week. Anyone got anything exciting arriving next week? Anything at all that I could be jealous of? Yep, Ben's got his leeches on the way. That'll be really cool. Mine's is down mug down there, and the Fatal Fangs mug there. I believe there is now space on Fatal Fangs 2 if anybody's interested in entering. Obviously, we're on a time scale. This should have the competition should have probably happened by now and probably been done and dusted. But a lot of people seem to have been faffing about, myself included, and taking time and getting the videos done on the deadline. Mine are now submitted, they're ready to go. So if anybody's interested. Oh yeah, the Rhesus Blue. Mine's is, I think it's this one here. Yeah, mine's is still is such a little tiddler. How do we do that whole hide from the window thing? Mine's is down here. I do have a new Rhesus. New edition reserved after lockdown. Cool. Lewis, I think, is Scott not looking after some stuff for you? Speaking of a recess, this is actually something I've been toying with the idea of speaking about for some time. I've noticed traders have posted traditionally, if I can get this down, I don't want to disturb him too much. There he is there. I've noticed traders posting pictures like this. I don't know if you can see him now. With a Rhesus for sale. Now this is a mature male spider. If this is what you are buying and they are charging a full price for an Rhesus spider, then you don't want to buy it. Unless it states that this is a mature male spider that they are showing you a picture of. Because if you're buying that, you wouldn't pay a full price for mature male tarantula or any other animal you knew was a mature male. So if you're buying something like this and you're expected to pay full price that you would for anything else, then it's you don't do it, because that is a mature male. All right, Lee, and you wouldn't buy a mature male of any other species knowing it was a mature male at full price. So yeah, just always be aware. I know people absolutely love and want. Where is he? Absolutely love and want. That is a spider that's. That is a spider that's on limited time. That's all right, Lee. I'll let you off. Yeah, exactly. As I say, I think people they post the picture of the mature male Eresus because it really is eye-catching, that bright red, the black spots. It's a very eye-catching spider, but somewhere I think in the text they should state this is the mature male of the species, what we are selling. I think they should just show the little blueberry for what they are, because they're attractive little spiders, you know. And then obviously they could show what the female, what the male looks like. But I think trying to lull people in with the mature male picture is, I don't know. I don't agree with it unless it states this is a mature male, but this isn't what you're buying, or this is what you're buying. Either way. So I have got a new Eresus. It's this one here. It's just started down into its webbing. So it's this little blobbity blob here. And this, I've got a picture on the tablet to show you. This is what it will look like. That's the mature male of this species. Traditionally, the mature males look with the red spots and such like. But this is a mature male of this species. It is the Eresus taffruti. So that's... I missed that comment. How do I get back to it? Yeah, they should state whether it's male, female, unsexed, etc. But I just don't think that implying what you're buying is that, because if you're buying that, then you're basically spending money on something that hasn't got long left to go. But this is my new one if it turns out to be a mature male. Otherwise, it'll just probably look very much like the little blueberry, the vast majority of Eresus. So that's us. We have the Eresus taffruti, the Eresus blue, the Eresus, which is my other one, Walkeneri. So I've got those three. We have down amongst this tubing that she's created, and our Eresus tegetos, which we've already kind of seen. So this is the mature male here, and our female lives underneath here. So that's where she is hiding currently, and that's him up there. So we have what, 2, 3, 6 Eresus spiders at the moment. We have our Stygidiphus or Stygidephus or whatever, which is a similar species but different. So yeah, Eresus, I absolutely love them. I think they're absolutely amazing spiders. So yeah, that's them. But yeah, that's awesome that you got the blue. Is the coloration is absolutely. Let's see if we can quickly find that one here for people that haven't gone to the effort of googling it. Eresus. No. Eresus blue. This is awesome. So here is the Eresus blue, and you can see the coloration on it. Obviously you can tell why it's got the name Eresus blue. So yeah, absolutely really excited to see that one growing up. Really excited to see that one growing up. I apologise if I missed any comments. Afternoon, Greg. Thank you. Keep up great work. Well, thank you for joining the live stream. Hopefully, yeah, ask some questions or something. Get involved. I think I've entered it. I'm pretty sure I've entered it. Go and double check. It is very pretty, Greg. Sorry, I'm just scrolling back through the comments. So, people, you will have seen I've posted a number of places. I received an envelope today. And that is, of course, it seems to be very popular at the moment, is my very own batch of stickers with my logo. So these will start making their way out to people. So there we go. Our very own stickers. So yeah, I'll need to work out who would like some of these bad boys and get them sent out over the next time scale. Make words up. So yeah, Stickers have arrived, really quite chuffed with them. How manly. So there we go. That's bra. That's probably not done them any. Just. But anyway, that is the stickers. So we will start getting stickers sent out to anybody that would like stickers over the next foreseeable future. So if you do want stickers, drop me a private message or let me know somehow, and I'll send stickers. Right, questions, people. Nice, nice, nice. Trapdoor. Had a couple of trapdoor spiders. But I don't really get them because you never see them. You know, you're lucky if you catch a blink of the eye of them. I don't. Yeah, if anybody's in a pic, it looked like a box. Oh right, yeah, the envelope. I have a what? Oh, I'm number 12. Awesome. Okay, so I've entered. That's good. Let's turn this off because otherwise it'll sit and ping at us with messages. Set up for Dean Opus. I don't have any Dean Opus at the moment. Yeah, I do still have my leech. My leech, we'll just talk about it, is down there. We can have a wee look at that shortly. Dean Opus are relatively easy to keep, I find. Quite a high humidity. Basically, our substrate, good blanket and a moss or vegetation, and lots of areas for them to hang. Build their net. And keep them at a relatively high humidity has always worked well for me. I absolutely love Dean Opus. I'm tempted. I think I might know somebody who has some, possibly. So I might look at that, but I don't know at the moment. I'm very limited on space. I kind of went a bit overtastic with obviously from Mitch, I got the box of spiders, which this little so-and-so's a fast. Which one's this? This is the Badalesca. This is a Cameroon crab spider, and it's like, it moves like kick off a shovel. It doesn't help with the fact though. It just is mental. So you can imagine feeding that one's quite a lot of fun. Some of these guys need a wee misty. Some of them are molted. This is the wolf spider, which has molted. I might need to pull that curtain across so you can actually see things. It's right, coming around this side. There it is. It's not very big. Yeah, but that's our wolf spider. Yeah, Mitch is awesome. Mitch is Unseen Universe. He's really expanding and trying to introduce new things. This little one's really, really awesome. It's this tiny little blob, out of focus blob here. And that is the Thomosidae. It's another crab spider. So yeah, go check out Mitch at the Unseen Universe. I know he had loads of plans to introduce loads of new stock and try and introduce a variety of stuff, but with everything that's going on just now, I think a lot of that's been knocked back. True Spider. Who's in that jar up there? I'm trying to remember what I've got in all my jars now. Tarantula. I don't. Right, Trues, because I've got Huntsman's. I've got a mix here of Huntsman and crab spiders. My wolf spiders there. I've got Linothella phalax up on the top shelf. I've got the Eresis. I've got the spitting spider and the crevice weaver there. I've got a sand spider over in this one here. And I've got some phalax up on the wall there. Tarantulas, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 9 tarantulas, I think. Is that right? 5, 6. At the moment. Yeah. Man can't even count. Yeah, I have. I think that one came from Mitch, if I recall. Which is actually my wife's mantis. It's not really mine. I've got another wee mantis. I think somebody here might recognise this wee one. The hold on, let me put that back. Tell you what, Mitch, both of them are going really well. So first up, we did the terrarium in a jar. I'm just wondering if I close that curtain, if it'd be better. We did the wee tiny jar project thing, which still seems to be really doing quite well. It seems to be thriving. The 2 seconds. I'm trying to carry it without disturbing it too much. Now this is doing really well. It'll probably be easier to take the camera over to. But as you can see, the plant life is getting way. Yeah, the Popa spurca. The plant life is getting way out of control. The roots are actually shooting down towards the ground. There's roots growing up out of the ground. Part of me is tempted to open this up and take out some of the plant life, but then that kind of defeats the purpose of the project, doesn't it? But yeah, it's looking absolutely amazing, and I don't know if you can particularly see it on camera very well, but you can see those kind of white shoots shooting down out the plant life towards the ground. And there's plants coming up out the ground, and there's leeches and snails, and yeah, it's doing really well. And there's a plant starting to grow out the top of the surface there. You see that? But I'm just worried that eventually all that greenery is going to just take over the entire. It's going to be game over. There's a huge snail making its way up the side there. That's all right, Gar. I've still never properly identified the animals that were in here. I think the 2 larger ones, somebody did message me, and I'll maybe try and pop it in a video, because he, I think, quite rightly identified what species of leech they were. The smaller thing with the kind of glowing centre, I've still not been able to identify. I've not actually seen it for a wee while. Somebody was speculating some kind of flatworm, but it had this kind of nucleus area down the middle that was quite vivid on one of the days, and then it dulled back down the next day. And it kind of held on with its tail, similar to a leech, its foot, and kind of flapped, if you will, in the water. I don't know if that was it feeding, and the glowing area was all the food within its digestive tract. I don't know. I've not seen it. It's probably down in amongst all this murky leaf litter and stuff down the bottom. Lots of dirt. Try to keep it sort of as natural as possible. But yeah, I think the plant life is, I think the plant life is probably going to kill this over time. But yeah, as I say, the plants are sprouting out the top, the snails are feeding well, the leech I see swimming about, and yeah, it's turned out a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to. I'm going to pop it back in the window. I believe the key with this is to keep them in keep them in sunlight, but not direct sunlight. So mine sits right at the edge of the window, so it doesn't get blasted by the sun. But yeah, I'm quite proud of it. fear that this plant life is going to ruin the entire project, but I suppose that's part of the journey. And all I can do is learn from it. You know, I wouldn't put it past Steve to come up with that. A wee shopping trolley, a wee Tesco or Asda shopping trolley chucked in the bottom of it. Right, 2 seconds. Think of some questions. Think of some questions. Fucking reconnected. I could add, but the idea was not to add anything to it. The creature corner. The concept was to create a natural environment within the container, not to take anything out, not to add anything in, so to speak. Although I am contemplating taking some of the plant life out, but in terms of organisms and life forms, I don't want to disturb that too much. I didn't expect it to go so clear. All right, Sam, Katie, Sam. Yeah, probably if it goes wrong, if it does go horrendously wrong, I probably will just try and do it again. Maybe take the water from a different area this time. But I probably will just do it again and put far less greenery and plant life into it so that as it grows, it hopefully will last longer. Because it'd be pretty cool if I could get a decent lifespan out of it. So for those of you that have missed it, we now officially have Invertebrarian stickers. So we'll try and get them sent out to people. PM me or let me know if you want any. Right, hook me up some questions. Give me some questions. Yeah, Lee, I was thinking of just opening it up and trimming some of the vegetation, but then does that negate the purpose of the experiment, if that makes sense? Because the whole idea was it was a closed ecosystem and you let it run its course. So I'm in two minds because I really do like it. So part of me is like, just open it up, trim away some of that greenery, seal it back up and leave it to continue. But that then interferes with the purpose of the whole thing. Yeah, Lee, I'll get you stickers, Sam. I'll get you stickers sent out. As I say, anybody wants some, just... Aye, for Banner. Yeah, that'd be a pretty cool idea. Sorry, Lee, I don't have Sazamai. Sorry. You can send me one. If I could have any invert, I've said this all along, it'd be Latrodectus. I absolutely love the Latrodectus or Black Widow species. I have kept... Katie, you supplied me with coffee anyway, so I don't know what the hell you're on about. Katie, I work with Katie. Yes, I have contemplated putting... Although I'll try and reverse my way back through the questions just so that, so Stickamix asked in Alcatraz would I put aquatic life in it? Yes, I'm thinking of introducing some small fish into the water area just so that any bodies that are disposed of or anything that's disposed of into the water will be cleaned up and not dirty up the water, so to speak. So I was thinking that could be pretty cool. I was contemplating plant life, but I have to be careful that it doesn't then act as a bridgeway between them and the edge of the enclosure, thus allowing for escape, because the whole purpose is that they can't actually access the sides of the outer glass. So yes, I would love to add some stuff in. Crabs, I don't know what went wrong. Last time I was checking on them, I think I was down to 3 crabs. 4 of them seem to have, I can't even find any trace of them. It's not through lack of food, it's not through lack of water, it's not through lack of heat. From what I can tell, all the conditions are spot on within the enclosure. But something's gone wrong, whether they've molted out bad or... But 3 seem to be doing really well. Number 1, the original one you sent me, is still in there and doing really, really well. I need to get some new shells. There are upgraded shells for them, but I want to get bigger shells still just to be on the safe side. So yeah, I was on about the Latrodectus is the one species I would have if there was no restrictions Wee man's making faces at me. If there's no restrictions, I would love to get some. Scorps, yes, I have. Now, I have Heterometrus Sinus in this one. I have Euresis. No, shut up. I have Euscorpius Italicus. The female, the male passed on, but he was well over 2 years old. The life longevity they were expected him to. So that's and the smaller ones are actually from their breeding programs. I kept one from each pairing. So this is the larger of the breedings that I did, and this one will be hiding. This one's hiding away down here. There's the smaller of the two. So that one I think was 2018 and 2019 breeding. And as I say, I only kept one from each pair, and the rest were sent out as gifts or sold, or I think most of them were actually given away. I didn't actually really do much with them. I've got, I can't even remember the name of the is in this one. Oh, sorry, I've got another 2 tarantulas that I completely forgot all about because they're in these enclosures. But I've got, I think he's in this one here. This scorpion is absolutely awesome. Don't know where he's hiding. It was sent to me as, it's kind of way down the side that you'll not be able to see him, but he's a really awesome little tiny species, kept quite similar to Heterometrus, but slightly more not as humid as Heterometrus. But it's a really awesome wee scorpion. It's got a kind of almost greenish tinge to it. So that's, and I've got them back up there. I have, I think that's Spinifer in there. I have a colony of 5 Petersi or Petersi Heterometrus over. Let's see if we can spin this bad boy around. They are in here, and usually there are a cluster of, a cluster of babas down in there, and these 5 have been together their entire life. These are all from the same, to the best of my knowledge, they were all sent together from somebody. So yeah, all 5 of them, I mean, doing absolutely great. No signs of aggression or cannibalism. Nothing that I've been overly concerned about, and they seem to be doing really well. Really happy with how they're doing. I've got, no, it's a scorpion. We've got Vinegaroon, tailless whip. Put that up there. So yeah, I've got quite a few scorpions. 2 seconds. Right, dude. Sorry, I need to go in. No! Put it away. My wee man's got one of those, you know, those little poles, canes with a little net on the top that you would have as a kid for going like rock pooling and that kind of stuff. And he's got one of them, and he's winding the dog up with it, and then the dog's going to bite it, it's going to break, and then he's going to be in floods of tears. So now he's just attacking the dog with a cushion. Pandanus and Pear, I have had the worst luck with Emperor Scorpions. I have consulted, I've spoken, I've tried aimlessly. I've had 2 attempts at keeping Emperors back when they cost you like nothing at all. Now they're worth an absolute fortune. But at the time, you could pick them up for like a tenner for almost a full grown. And I just had no luck. I kept attempts up. I remember speaking to, I think it was a guy called Oliver at the time, and I was constantly sending photographs and messaging him and asking him for help and everything I tried. And I would love to give you an answer, but I'm probably the worst person in the world to ask about Emperor Scorpions. Heterometrus, I have no problem with. Like, these guys just do brilliant. I have no problems whatsoever with them. But nah. But they do. I mean, in terms of molting, they can just. It can feel like forever and a day. Same with feeding. It just feels like they never eat, they never molt, they never grow. And it pretty much is true. They just test your patience. Any more questions? Oh. Oh no, man. Oh, I hope your LP turns up. That sucks. Did I give you an emperor? I don't know. Is that me you're speaking to? I don't know. Yeah, emperors. You used to be able to literally pick them up for absolute hee haw. They cost literally next to nothing, and then I think they ceased the wild capture of them. They became a protected species. And yeah, so it was the prices skyrocketed. They became highly sought after. Well, they dwindled out of the hobby, and very slowly coming back in. There's been quite a focus within the community of trying to breed them and get them back into the hobby. But at the moment, they're still very rare and proven to be very expensive. There's the Scottish show which takes place in Glasgow, which was meant to be later on this year. I think it was August. But at the moment, I don't suppose we really know what's going to happen with that. We can only hope that by then things are looking a little bit better. But but we do. There is the Scottish invert show put on by Invert Shows UK, who do the Northern Southern shows, and the last year's was really good. It was the first ever Scottish show. It was absolutely brilliant. Met loads of really awesome people while I was there. Made some really good friends who I was still in communication with, and yeah, really, really, really enjoyed it. And hopefully, over time, more people will identify, or more traders will identify, more companies will identify that there is a market for it in Scotland, and hopefully, we can have more than one show a year. But at the moment, we do get a show, so it's pretty awesome. Cool, Katie. See you at work. Yeah, this whole pandemic thing has certainly knocked. I mean, I was really looking forward to much of a chance to meet up with a large group of people that share the hobby. Obviously, you can speak over Facebook and such like, but to actually meet up with your fellow hobbyists and friends that are miles away, it's a brilliant opportunity, and it just sucks that it's been taken away from us this year. But let's see what next year holds. What's that? Have you got any? Actually, funnily enough, it's technically not mine, but funnily enough, there is a bottle of ginger in the house. It's my wife bought it from the shop. We do actually drink quite a lot of this, just to be very stereotypical. So yes, there is a bottle of Irn-Bru. Yeah, Dan, you were meant to come up for your birthday, and that all kind of got rogered right up the butthole. Surprise! Yeah, it was going to be awesome. So I can only apologise. I shouldn't need to apologise. It wasn't my fault. But it means that when you can come up, it means that when you do come up, Dan, it'll be all the more special and awesome. And I don't. We'll need to try and think of awesome things to do while you're here. While I'm on, I want to say, I don't know, Lee, if you're still here or not, I want to say a huge thank you to Lee, because Lee has been creating loads of involvement within the YouTube community. So that is Lee's Creature Features. Obviously, go and check it out. He's been really busy trying to get everybody engaged and doing loads of big projects to try and engage with the YouTube community and the audience. Loads of competitions, loads of fun. So from me to you, Lee, a huge thank you. I can only apologise I've not been able to participate in everything, but I am still working full time, and when I'm not in reflection there. So if you are not familiar with Lee's Creature Features, go over and subscribe, because it really is awesome. Right, 2 seconds. Right, no, enough. I'm taking your fishing rod off you before the doggy breaks, because the doggy's going to break it. Right, we've upset the wee man now. I think, yeah, Ben, I think there's a lot of people that are really looking forward to getting back to some level of normality once all this is done. All over a fishing pole. I don't have any shield mantas, no. Although they are very cool. Yeah, he's getting incredibly tall. He's sprouting up like a weed. He's 4.5 now. He's just shooting up. Yeah, he's taken off. I've got to give him credit though. I've got to say, all things considering, he's doing really well. We do have 4 collie dogs, and this was going to end up broken at the hands of one of them collie dogs. We have one that's somewhat. Dan will testify. That'd be a testament to this. We have a collie dog, and she is. If she was on the spectrum, she would be like. She fixates. I can't remember the correct terminology for it, but she becomes very fixated, and gets herself wound up over things. When we kept rats, she would literally sit in front of the rat cage, and you could go away and leave her sitting there and come back, and she would still be sat there salivating, fixated. She gets herself so wound up, she's sitting staring at. Like she's found something else to get fixated with now. And yeah, Dan, you'll know how just mad Storm can be. You Stormy. You can probably hear her patting her head off. That's because of this stick. Do we have reptiles? We've got 10 snakes, which are kept through in the other room. They're actually technically my wife's snakes. I have a bearded dragon. I don't know where she is. Where are you, girl? We have a wee Zero. A wee beardy. Mushu. And technically not a reptile, but I've got my Pac-Man frog. he's a right wee chunker. Let's just. There is. Oh, let's see if we can. He's probably not long eaten, which is probably why he's not really fussed for. Yeah, he's the laziest Pac-Man on earth. Yeah, I think. But yeah, El Chunko. That is my Pac-Man. But other than that, no reptiles. I don't. We've kept like leopard geckos and stuff in the past, but reptiles have always more been my wife's interest than mine. As I say, we've got a room. We've got 10 snakes through in our bedroom, but generally I've always been more fascinated with this kind of life form than reptiles. Well, there are some very cool ones. There are some very, very cool ones. In terms of hots, no, there's a lot of animals fall into the category of what they class as DWA, and so a lot of hots, Latrodectus, the Wanderers, such like sorry, my mind went totally blank there. My wee man's just got it. Oh, there it is. So in order to be able to have these animals, you need to have a license, which would require the local council coming out, inspecting the property, making sure it meets all the boxes, and then you can be issued a license. And then once you have this license, you can legally keep certain animals within this list. Yeah, Storm is just is working farm, and we put I when I met my wife, I agreed to buy. I said I would buy her and her daughter's a dog, and she found these people selling collie pups. I paid the money for the dog, and then they started harassing her to come and collect the puppy, but it was before the recommended timescale for taken away from the mum. So we kept delaying. We kept saying, look, we can't take it just now in the process of moving. And we kept coming up and saying, we don't want to take her this early from her mum. Please just hold on to her. To the point where they basically turned around to my wife and said, if you don't come and collect this dog, we will resell it on somebody else and you will not get your money back, kind of thing. So in the end, we had to go and take her. I think it was probably about 2 weeks prior to what she should have been separated from her mother, which isn't a long time in the grand scheme of things, but she hadn't finished fully developing as a pup. So yeah, that was I think partially why Storm is the way she is, because Bailey, who happens to live down the village with another family, is Storm's sister and displays a lot of the same characteristics. Yeah, my wife feeds. She does all the feeding with the snakes and stuff. I literally have I rearranged the vivs in the bedroom because they were all kind of higgledy piggledy. I rearranged and restacked all the vivs. But other than that, I have very, very little to do. I occasionally steal some of the shed because the hermit crabs will eat shed snake skin, and so will the isopods, the wood lice. Yeah, well, me man has now gone out the back door with the dogs, so I should probably be worried about now. Minging. Cold coffee's a wee tad minging and all. Hey, any other? I was planning on trying to feed some of the herd today, but it's kind of completely forgot all about it. I'm hoping I don't know if I've really done much with these guys recently. Which one's the trio? You might remember I got the, is it this one? I think this is the 1-1. 2 seconds. Yeah. If you remember, I got the Scolopendra to do a communal with. You should see the size these guys are getting to now. One of them has burrowed into the cork bark before and very nearly escaped, so I'm always very wary of lifting it out. Oh, there goes 1, 2. So I just need to be careful here. There we go. All 3 of them are in the jar. So check out the size these guys are getting to. If you remember the unbox of them, you'll have seen how teeny tiny tiddly they were. But they're fair growing in size. And as of yet, other than the one that passed away, they're all doing really well. So yeah, I'm hoping that once they're bigger, I'll be able to introduce them into a larger setup, because I might add the other one that's sitting there on the side of the jar. I might add this one back in and have a huge commune of 4, but we'll wait and see. That one actually needs sprayed. And that's the other good thing about these jars, is you can just scoosh through the meshing. And we'll pop that back up on the wall. And while it's climbing around the side, having a good old drink. I'll give them a scooshing later on. There we go. Get up on the wall. So, any further questions? Yeah, you stay safe as well, Annie. Cool, man. I may or may not be an Xbox later on. Wee man wants to watch. Yeah, it's what are they, Subspin IPs, Scolopendra Subspin IPs. I bought 5. My plan was to do a commune of 3 and a commune of 2 to see how they got on. Unfortunately, when I was rehanging the jars up on the wall, I missed the hook. The jar fell, and about 3 days later, one of the centipedes in the duo setup passed away. So I think that was wholeheartedly my fault for dropping the jar, which caused harm to the centipede. But the other 3 are doing absolutely brilliant. Picture, oh, nice. Yeah, my wife was speaking to me the other day about this. Carnivorous plants. She knows somebody that has huge success with them. I've tried a couple of times and not really done all that great with them, but she has somebody that's wanting, I believe, going to possibly give us some or sell us some. I'm not sure the hoo-ha. And advise on how to keep them to ensure that they do well. Because I think they're absolutely brilliant. I think it's really fascinating type of plant. Is it mutilans? I could be wrong. Maybe it is mutilans. Oh, Chris, go back and check my videos. I'm having a total mind blank right now. Yeah, go back and double, or I can correct it in a later video. I really can't remember off the top of my head. Escapees? No, not had any escapees. My leech did escape out its tank the other day. I was trying to feed it, and I hadn't put the lid quite back on properly, and I found it sitting over by the front door. Stick insects seem to be forever getting out. I don't know how. Keep finding them on doors and walls and here, there, and every place. I've moved tanks. I've swapped them around. You know, maybe it was something wrong with the lid, so I've moved them into a different tank, different lid, swapped lids. I don't know. They seem to be just appearing out of nowhere. Or I've got wild stick insects living in my house someplace. All right, I'll have a look into that. Mimosa, right? I'll try and remember that. What kind of plant? So are they not carnivorous plants then, or? Are they the ones with the wee sticky things? I'm curious now. You have me intrigued. Don't actually know if I've any more space for plants at the moment. During this sort of lockdown phase, my wife's gone mental with growing vegetables and such. Like I've got carrots, potatoes, beetroots, lettuces, everything all over the place. She want to make more planters out the front for various things. So that's another project we've got to do, is cut up pallets and turn them into raised planter beds, which is going to be fun. All right, that sounds pretty cool. I need to look into them. Yeah, I quite like unusual plants and stuff. So yeah, definitely, I'll have a look into them. And if you're saying they're easier to keep, then yeah. Well, there's not been much I've wanted to add, Andrew. There's for a brief while, a lot of the traders had ceased, but over time, most of them have started trading again. So it's not really impacted the ability to get stuff that much. All right, okay, that's quite sounds quite interesting. Gar's probably interested in him as well. I don't know if he's here, but that sounds like the kind of thing. I've got my dad made us a raised flat. No, sorry, but dude, put that away. No, not just now. Sorry, was my dad had built us a raised planter using pallets. So we're basically going to replicate exactly what he's made, so that there's a. So yeah, that'll be fun. Anyway, we've borrowed the saw. I've got a stack. Well, I've got two stacks of pallets out the front of the house. We've got a saw for cutting it all. So yeah, in theory, it should be easy enough to just replicate what he made us, and Bob's your uncle. I don't know. It's maybe depending where you are, Andrew, because so far, to the best of my knowledge, I've not had anything that I've been expecting not to turn up. Like the stickers, I got the email saying they were posted out like the day before yesterday. So the stickers arrived. I've had a few bits sent to me that have all arrived on the next day, guaranteed. It maybe just is because where I am, it's a small village. Maybe if I was like sort of Glasgow, Edinburgh, one of these areas, perhaps there would be more of a delay on stuff arriving. But touch wood, so far I've been really lucky, and everything I've been sent or expected to receive has received on the day I've expected it to come. So yeah, so far so good. So if anyone wants to send me anything, we might just come through with a spoon and a bowl in his pan. If anyone wants to send me anything, yeah, just hook me up. I'll give you my address. But yeah, also do send me the link, Dave, because I'll be interested to see different ideas. I do have basically just a standing up pallet out the back that I've got stuff stood on. I know there's different ways you can use them. Yeah, a lot of the UK breeders are still next day. Yeah, I've not had any problems with the next day delivery at all. They have a big garden. It's not too bad actually. We've got a back and front garden, so it works out. It's a decent sized area. I can't complain. I've got a little pond and everything out there. So, right, man. Take care. something from that parcel is accidentally going to arrive my way, you big Viking jobby. I've got to say, it was actually Dave that I think originally suggested the whole island water idea, and then when we were researching it, we realised that the sea or bad boys, my brain today is gafuddle, are the dipshits of the ant world and would just all end up drowning. So, Messer Barbarous was originally going to be the island concept, and then we realised that they're just absolute idiots. So I've held off and held off and held off, and now eventually the Myrmidon are living on Alcatraz, and so far they seem to be doing pretty well. Yeah, and Lee, I see Peter just got some tadpoles as well, and he mentioned where they came from, so I messaged him and said, well, he's now expecting an influx of people buying tadpoles off him. Most enjoyable right now, it's different. There's so many good channels. I can't. It's for so many different reasons. Obviously, like Silver Spiders is back on the scene. He took a bit of a break, and I've always tried to sort of relatively keep in touch with Carl on and off over the time scale that he's been away, drop him a wee message now and then. So it's really good to see Carl back, Silver Spiders back on the go, because I think we started roughly about the same time and kind of went on this little journey together and sort of chatted quite a lot at the time and supported each other. So seeing him make a comeback is really quite a big thing for me and really awesome to see. Obviously Bug Realms is always going to be a huge favourite of mine because I absolutely love Sam. Don't ever tell him that because I will poke you in the eye. Obviously Gar, Arachnotube, absolutely love. But then there's so many smaller channels. Ben's Pets, if you're there, dude, really appreciate your stuff. There's so many, and I feel bad that I've not mentioned. Well, Leah, Arachnobeth. There's just so. Obviously, Lee, you're awesome, man. Leafcutter, yeah, I think a lot of people really love the Leafcutter ants. I've not watched Petco in ages either, admittedly. Sorry, Lee. Yeah, Leafcutter ants. I think I would love them. I would love them. But I think you need quite an expansive area for them. I don't know enough about them. I think you probably need a bit of experience at ant keeping to be able to keep them properly. But they are absolutely fascinating ants. Absolutely fascinating ants. And things like mites or termites, I think termites would be really interesting to keep as well. But again, I think you need sort of a relatively decent level of experience to successfully do it. Oh man. Well, hopefully, yeah, hopefully that'd work. Introducing a new ant queen would be really awesome if the colony will accept it. That would be an awesome way of keeping it going. Yeah, Ants Canada. I do love Ants Canada. It's Ants Canada and Stick and Mix were probably. We were speaking with Dan, really got me into ants. Dan has been a hugely amazing resource for me keeping ants. Stick and Mix has helped me out so much and given me so much useful information and time. Um, Absolutely amazing. And Ants Canada, I used to work night shift and I used to just sit and watch Dark Den Ants Canada. Every night, just ploughing through their back catalogue of keeping. And then obviously, kind of got more into YouTube myself, and there's so many brilliant channels out there. Lee, you're a jobby. You're a great big jobby poo face bumhole, but I do like you, so you're all right. Yeah, I presume you mean glowworms. I have never particularly encountered them or kept them, and yeah, it's not Nick would probably be the best person to speak to about, you know, things, the strange little life form, the wee thing that I found inside my ecosphere. But even he admittedly wasn't 100% sure what it was because the aquatic isn't his speciality. What are you doing, wee man?
Trying to get that fly out of my room.
He's trying to get the fly out of his room.
Oh,
Oh, bollock, tit, shit, balls, fuck. Just because there's been a wee person on camera, I better swear now a little bit, just so I don't get in trouble from YouTube. Right, so... Yeah, I know what you mean by bioluminescence, but I'm not familiar with... That would be amazing. I'm going to have a wee nosy and... That would be... I don't know, Andrew. That would be... I don't know. That would be pretty cool. A glowing hunting millipede or centipede. I'd have that in the collection. Flies. I swear like a trooper. I try not to in my YouTube videos, but at work and stuff, I absolutely swear like a... Not in front of the clients. That'd be pretty cool. That would, yeah, I've never heard of them, but yeah, if you guys are saying they exist, that would be pretty. I do actually have. I don't know when they're scheduled to arrive, but I have some millipedes, and I believe he's added in a species of isopod, which would be pretty cool. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the scientific name. They're little hairy, almost like little millipede, kind of pink kind of things. I'm really good at this, aren't I? So yeah, they're on their way along with these isopods, woodlice. They're a miniature species. Yeah, so really excited about that. I could even remember what the hell they were called. So yeah, when they arrive, I will do a video on them and be a little bit more accurate because at the moment my mind is giving them utter bollocks. So I think I need alcohol. No, wee man is back. You gonna say hello, wee man?
hello.
No, it said hello, wee man. Diddy balls. I'm just gonna say like I've got Tourette's or something. I'm just gonna swear every time he walks past the camera. Yeah, candy pills are another one that I don't think should probably be kept in the hobby. Wank, 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 shit, fuck. I believe the life expectancy is probably about a year if you're lucky with them within captivity. I really don't think there's a few species that I really don't think should be kept. I was having a conversation with somebody quite recently. Trilobites, the little flat-headed little millipede kind of things, very prehistoric looking. I'd seen them come up. And again, I'm relatively sure that captive bred is just, they do not do well captive bred. So again, it's not something I would... They're fascinating, amazing, beautiful, really interesting things, and I would love to be able to keep them, but I don't think they're animals that should necessarily be kept, because to the best, I've got hair there that's annoying me. To the best of my knowledge, they don't do well, and I don't want to just have an animal for my sake that's going to needlessly suffer a short life expectancy because I think it's going to look cool in my collection. So that's my opinion anyway. What tips do I have to convince your partner to allow you to have more enclosures? Say to them, say to them that you're going to designate an area of the house to your hobby. I said that basically this wall, which runs from that door down to that door. Basically said that if I couldn't fit it on this wall, it wasn't meant to be, and then just cram in as much as you possibly can, or try and get another container or something, or just sneak it into the house and hope they don't notice. I'm relatively sure I've done that. Or send them to me. I'll have a word with the other half and just say, hi, relationships are about give and take, and in this instance you have to give to make Amanda ever so happy, because Amanda wants more invertebrates and they make her happy. So that'll work. What kind of spider do I find most fascinating? For me, the Dienopus is just one of the most amazing spiders out there. The net casting, the ogre face net casting spider. Really hoping to add more at some point to the collection. I might possibly have the options of doing so. I don't know at the moment. I'm speaking with somebody, but there's so many really interesting spiders that aren't really known within I had actually ordered some really awesome little spiders with these yellow spots on their abdomens and stuff. But unfortunately, they all arrived DOA with the person that was going to forward them on to me. So, but there are loads of really interesting, amazing, fantastic spiders. There's too many. Yeah, I think you need an entire room for a coconut crab. You really have to go. Yeah, exactly. Buy yourself something. If you buy yourself whatever you want, and then say you won it on a YouTube competition, and then you can't turn it back. You can't refuse it. It's a prize. You've got to then buy enclosures to put your new prizes into. They were gifts from somebody. Yeah, there's loads of ways. There's a species of, I think it's Australian huntsman. They are a communal Australian huntsman species that live in these huge groups, and I would absolutely love, and likewise the huntsman I don't think exists out with Australia, but the Australian social huntsman would be awesome, and the Indian social spider would be absolutely awesome. Yeah, there you go. Another suggestion. Just get that many that they stop noticing more stuff on the shelves. Look at you, Dave, throwing out all the random suggestions of how to sneak more stuff in the house. Speaking from a man that's done it many times. Hey, Dave. I ran out of coffee. I'm actually going to drink that brew. But yeah, if you're genuinely wanting more inverts, all joking aside, if you're genuinely wanting more inverts, I think you just need to actually have a conversation with your other half and explain that it's not going to really impact them in any way. It's your hobby, it's your interest, it's your passion. One of the points I often make is that I've stopped smoking. I don't smoke anymore, so I'm saving a lot of money off of that. This is my passion. I don't really go out very much. I don't socialise very much through my own choice. So my money, I like to be able to occasionally treat myself to something else. I mean, this has all been built up over years. This isn't just I've run out and bought all this stuff. And yeah, I think if you sit and have a conversation with partners, flatmates, whatever, and explain it's not going to impact you. This is my hobby. This is what I like to do with my time, my money, my space. I think anybody should realistically understand. I mean, it's not like you're asking them to put their hand into that log thing in Flash Gordon, and I don't know where I'm going with that. So yeah, good luck. Let us know how you get on. Hopefully you can come to some kind of compromise and agreement, and hopefully you can get all the inverts you want to get, because that would be awesome. In terms of true spiders, well, I know, technically speaking, the trapdoor spider, there was the one, number 16, I think she was, lived to be, oh, what was it? Was it like 46 years old? I was pretty sure she was about 46 years old, this trapdoor spider, and this researcher had been studying it for 40 plus years. And I think the only reason she died was it was a flood or a cave in or something like that. I can't remember the. Oh, hold on. Right, I'm gonna have to go. I've got an upset wee man. Sorry to cut this short so quickly, but we can pick it up a later date. But wee man's got to be my priority. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining the live stream. Sorry I've had to go, but my priority is always going to be this wee man here. All right, thank you ever so much, and we will reconvene at a later date. There we go. Right, thank you ever so much, everybody. Thank you, and we'll speak again. Goodbye.